Baby, make like I do with the punches and roll me home.
Yeah. Another episode of Toking with Topher with me, Topher, and my partner.
I'm annihilated.
Scott Gherkin. Another episode 2. And we were just talking before we started about our guest, David. And look at him. Oh, giggle buddy.
I know, I got the giggles, sorry.
We were just talking to David, our
happens.
close friends with Dungeon of Dank Genetics.
Sir.
Okay. Brought Alan with him, and we are going to talk about, what do we always talk about this time of year? Weed and growing.
Yeah, we do a talk about
We were
weed.
talking before we started the podcast about we've probably done more podcasts together besides Scott than anybody because we had to redo the last one like three times. Like the first time I forgot to record, and then the
What was the second time?
was
What happened the
something-
second time? Did we forget to record again?
I don't know. Something like was screwed
The
up. Like
sound.
I don't know. The sound's all fucked up and. Anyway, long story short, by the time we did the third take, it was like, yeah, and so then you just do this, and well, it was,
We
but
were
we made it
done.
through.
made
What
it
I
through.
love about having you on this time of year is what we get to talk about is growing, how to start your gardens. He already got, so you know what, Scott, this is the beauty of it. He already came in, like, as soon as I got my soil today, got my planters, my 30-gallon.
Oh, did you fill? Those are filled out
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
No
So-
shit. You're
so-
further along than I thought you
Ready
were.
to roll. And as I'm doing it, I have my golf cart out there, helping me handle stuff, and I get it all filled. And I go, in my head, I'm like, David's going to get here. And somehow, I thought I had plotted out the best, right? I'm like, okay, the sun's up over here, comes on over here. A lot of light's going to be right here, right? And then he comes over and he's like, yeah, bro, that's all.
He's like, yeah, you're going to be more like over here.
That's not gonna work, bro. You're gonna have to, So, I got a little bit more work to do. I'm gonna at least get it moved. But we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna talk about some of the new genetics that you have. We're talking about some of the old genetics that you have, what we've grown, what we've learned, and we're also gonna talk about some of this micro stuff that's going on because I'm interested to hear about that. Before that, I do want to make a shout out to one of the new products that I'm in love with, and it's this multi-pack 12-pack pre-roll. Check this out. So, like, while we're doing our thing, right?
Yeah, this is badass.
So check it out. Like, you get a pre-roll.
That's cool.
Oh,
It's
I
half
get one?
grams?
Yeah, you just get a pre-roll, right?
man.
It's like the buddy pack.
Thanks.
It's like, yeah.
Right on.
Instead of like, hey, let's pass this thing around and pass COVID around, we get to just like pass this.
Pass COVID
This
around.
bud's for you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, pre-shower. It's a half grammer. So I thought I like it.
This finishes my
I go
night.
through like 2 a week. I'm like, damn, I love these things. Kind of nice. I like the tin. So yeah.
Shout out to Sense on that.
Nice
It's a
little
good
button on the
product.
side.
Yeah. So,
I do like the way that they're rolling these.
Yeah, so I will tell you a little bit about the rolling machine. It's called the Roll Pro, okay? And what I do like about the Roll Pro is it actually chops the weed instead of grinds the weed. So I've actually looked, and I've got a picture of it, a 1 gram pre-roll by a different, just a regular company. And next to it, and you can even see like how much chunkier the buds are in the way that the Roll does it. Roll Pro does it. So I'm kind of a fan. I mean, it's kind of nice, like a little discreet little. I feel fancy. I'm like, hey, I'm from France.
We.
So pretty cool. I like it for parties too. When you're going out, people always like your stuff. So I like a little tin. So I want to give a shout out to that. That's
It's nice to have
one of my little
12. I mean, I used to carry a cigarette.
yeah.
And I'd roll a bunch of joints and
Yeah.
just fill the cigarette pack.
Throw that button. Yeah, don't get drunk. Throw it away when it's out of cigarettes.
Now you get nice tins. They open nice. The joints are rolled right.
Look, bro.
They weren't my 18-year-old,
And who's gonna be like, "Fuck you! Get that thing out of my face!" We're like, "Hey, bro, you want one?" Like, no, I'll take. I know somebody that smokes weed. I'll fucking give it to them. That's great. My nephew smokes weed. Whatever. So you always be able to get rid of it. It's kind of fun. So,
True.
so this time of year, we're at the beginning of May, right? Got my planters out. We realized I did it wrong, but what are you doing outdoors this year?
So outdoors this year, we're focusing on cultivars that have the most potential for live rosin. So we're going to do a lot of washing. a lot of lab work on these strains. So 24 new cultivars are going in, and hopefully we find some keepers.
So tell me about the process of live rosin. Just if you can give it to a layman. I mean, that's kind of that's a term that's everybody. Well, oh, it's got live rosin, live rosin.
Absolutely.
What makes that different than from say hash or diamonds or whatever.
So it is hash, but it's the solventless way of producing the hash.
Oh.
So you're able to use ice water to extract the trichome heads, which then you freeze dry, and then you press that, and it's a form of more pure hash. A lot of purists like it more. It's real heady. You really get that solventless product from it. So a lot of people just really love it. You're going to get the best terps from it, and it's fun to make. It's a lot of labor, but it's definitely it's an art within itself.
It's labor intensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Yeah, and that stuff's not easy to work with. Like, I
No.
don't think.
Yeah.
it's-
Have you?
Yeah, I had borrowed a press from Dave at one point and did just a couple little presses on some stuff that we had.
Yeah.
And, not knowing what I'm doing, I wasn't even paying attention to what temperature was set at. I'm just pressing shit. Got a little bit out of it. And I was like, this isn't for me.
Right.
It's messy. It's shit blowing out the back. Like, it's a process.
Wow.
It is.
That's
It
cool.
is.
I know. I mean, we went to we went to the Legends of Hashish competition in LA, and we kind of learned a little bit about solventless hash, and we got to get a lot of samples. I still have some, for Christ's sake. For the love of God.
How the hell
I don't
did
know.
they let us fly with
I
our
don't
shit?
know. But
Dude, we had 80 grams separated.
That's awesome.
Just in our luggage. Like,
I know.
fucking.
And
I
the-
could not believe our bag showed up.
and
I
the
was
goodie
like, oh
bag,
my God.
the goodie bag that they gave you was every dab tool imaginable. They even had that little the glass thing that you put your rig in after you use it. You put it in there. It's got alcohol in it. It's or whatever.
Oh, what's that thing?
cool.
the
The
bucket thing.
box.
Yeah. Just dab tools and rig. And by then I was like, I don't even have a dab rig, right? So I'm like,
Perfect
I
time
was
to get
forced
one.
to get one. Right now I got a full dab bar up there, and I enjoy it. I enjoy doing concentrates. Now I'll do like a Sunday morning. I'll get up and like rip a couple, two or three of them, and be like, yeah, I'm fucking ready to do shit. So I'm kind of slowly getting into that.
into your
dab
little
world.
mini sessions, bro.
Yeah, my mini sessions. I'm not ready to break out my sesh.
Well, you guys saw it firsthand. I mean, it's its own culture within
Oh
the
my
culture.
goodness.
It is. It's really interesting. I mean, it's from
Mad
a
respect, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, those people all day.
from a
pounding
retail
those.
perspective, it's a small number of folks, but I see that number growing. It's
Difficult to get that product it's going to smash well.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about putting out a lot of times you see gummies, that are like live rosin gummies, right? Well, now people are getting familiar. Oh, I took that gummy; it was live rosin. It's great. And I got high. Right next thing you know, they're like, I'm ready to get a dab rig and do live rosin. Maybe it's like a gateway, of the concentrate market. Get a foothold, So
Sure don't.
good on that. So you guys are doing a lot of stuff right now. Obviously, you're just as big. I called you the other day. You were doing some planting, right?
Always.
Yeah. So what do you got planting this year?
What strains? Oh man. So we're gonna be doing a lot of our last Femme drop. We're gonna be doing some Pepe outdoors, some STL Blues gonna be going out this year. We're gonna bring back
That
some of
STL
our.
Blue is fantastic.
It's one of my faves for
Yeah,
sure.
it's fantastic.
I think we're gonna bring back some of the goobers, some from our original reg release, some goobers, some Indra Kush. We've got a couple crosses that actually my dad was working on. He did a Cotton Candy Cash cross with our Control Alt Elite. And then he did the Cotton Candy Cash cross with Archangel. Archangel was one of the first strains that me and him actually grew together outdoors. So
I love that
that'll
name.
be a cool collab. Haven't even named them yet. We want to grow them out and see how they produce. And we've got a ton of outdoor stuff that's going in. That's really all, like I said, it's all going to be more pushed towards what's going to wash well.
Right.
So all kinds of new terps. We're running a bunch of new Don Mega F1s and F2s just to kind of see what type of funky terps we can get out of that as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have a special process when you're growing and you get to that in game that you feel brings out that terp profile? I mean, do you have techniques or is there ways to make them better? As you pull it and dry it.
I think really it just starts. You want to start with good genetics. Genetics is key. So we just try to run stuff that from genetics companies that we respect. kind of see what projects people are working on and how much effort they're putting into it and what terps they're getting. I don't necessarily think that, you can take a genetic and pull and like really increase those terps other than just your grow style obviously is going to improve that. But you want to have a good starting point. So you want to start with some good quality genetics. Obviously skunk is one thing that we're searching for. Everyone is searching for that skunky roadkill terp. We've got some reports. I haven't gotten my nose on it yet, but old Chris Zoomwalt, old Zoom Garden, he grew out some of our Pepe, and he said that it smells just like when his dog got sprayed by a skunk. So as soon as I can get my hands on some of that. Pepe Le Bleu, yeah.
Yeah, Pepe Le Bleu.
So supposedly it's throwing some real nice skunk terps, and that was skunk 1 crossed with our blue meanies. So we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
So how did you and Alan come to?
How did I meet him?
Yeah.
So
come to working together.
Absolutely. So we actually have a mutual friend that I worked with for 10 plus years ago in the insurance field. And don't burn that couch.
Quiet on this.
Fire on the set.
Oh my god. I really didn't like feeling your ass, son of a bitch. Got up here.
Feels good. I'll do it again.
You all right?
No, I'm good.
You didn't see that. He thought he got it and it was sitting there burned. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, fuck.
Meanwhile, Topher's on fire.
It's all good.
No, a mutual friend that I worked with in the insurance industry. And she knew what we were doing over at DOD. And she's like, you got to meet Alan. And we linked up, and it's been history ever since.
I think the first time you guys met, it was at a dinner. We were all
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
That
Yeah,
Bristol's.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, that was
Absolutely.
the first time you met.
That was the first time, yep.
Killer.
Very cool. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, where'd we eat that night? What was that?
That was Bristol's.
Bristol's?
Yeah, it was in
Bristol's.
Lake St. Louis, right?
Yep.
Is that where that's at, Lake St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, all right, so fast for that, all this starts going. Now he's in Dungeon of Dank with you.
Yep, absolutely. So we teamed up, and Aaron's still part of the company and plays a great role, and Amanda, his fiance, soon to be wife, and we just kind of all put our heads together and said, well, what's our goal? Our goal is to take this brand that was built out of a basement with all Missouri born and raised people, and kind of take that brand that we've been working on for years, and we want to see it hit the shelves. So our goal and our main focus was the micro dispensary or micro cultivation route, and we put in an app and teamed up with Alan on that app, and we got selected.
Oh,
so
nice.
happy to announce there will be a Dungeon of Dank dispensary coming soon.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Wow. Congratulations.
That's gonna be killer.
That's gonna be dope. Literally.
Sick.
Yeah, we're excited about it for sure.
So let's talk about that. So what's when's the best case scenario you'll have it doors open on something like that?
So great question. Obviously, that's a question that we'd like to be able to answer. The thing is it's all based upon the micro license wholesalers.
Right.
We can only do business within that micro community. So the wholesalers, the question goes to them. When are you going to be open? When are you guys going to be able to get those doors open, commenced, plants in the ground, so to speak?
Right.
And then that will allow us to answer that question.
Right.
Because as soon as we find a cultivator that says, I'm going to be open on this day, I'm putting my paperwork in for commencement on this day, it'll give us a good idea, and then we can really start tackling build out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about the micro market, it's Missouri only, right? So it's a state ran program. So you would have, like your big guys, or not really your big guys. You'd have this market, which is your Suedes and your Green Reliefs and all Missouri Wild Alchemies. And then you will also, unbeknownst to the customer, they would also have another dispensary to choose from, which would be a micro dispensary. You wouldn't be able to get the same genetics that you can get in, say, a Suede or any of the top markets, but you definitely get to really get some fine cannabis that no one's else going to be able to get in Missouri. So
Absolutely.
That's nice.
So that's really like the key thing about the micro side is like more that craft angle.
Right.
So you more attention to detail on the plant. You're going to get that full expression, those terpenes that you're looking for. A lot of those comprehensive guys have struggled to maintain that just because of the scale that they're working with.
Right.
So that kind of gives us kind of an advantage when it comes to, quality control and those types of things.
Yeah.
So that's why we're super excited about the craft market and being able to bring,
Yeah.
that
great.
aspect to the Missouri market.
Yeah.
Which is something different, something for that connoisseur to look for. kind of like that craft beer that we kind of always fall back on.
I think on a dispensary side, I don't really see the average customer knowing the difference.
Oh, I don't either. I mean,
And,
if you
and
do
we're
it-
going
I
for
mean,
that
there's no
select, that
different
select
regulation.
customer too, where it's like, everybody loves their Bud Light, right? But not, you know what I'm saying? You want to go get that Four Hands or something that's a little bit more special. That's when you're looking, for that more average, more than the above average connoisseur. Not saying that we're going to, pigeonhole ourselves with just, marketing towards those types of people, but
yeah.
it's just another outlet to get, that premium cannabis that, everybody
And
wants.
I've actually smoked a lot of Dungeon of Day cannabis, and every time, I've got one of those things that you gave me that you can
the
see the
displays.
buds, the displays and stuff. It's mesmerizing to look at some of the bud that you've produced. And how long have you been doing
Much
this
appreciated.
now, David? I mean, in the
So
medical market.
DODs. I mean, we've been around for going on 6 years now.
Yeah.
But as far as growing, I'm a second generation grower, so I've always been kind of on my dad's coattails and my uncle's coattails, and watching them growing up. My mom's a grower as well.
Are you blowing their minds though?
Oh, for sure.
Based on what you've accomplished, I mean, they're probably just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And David showing up with this basket of these big nugs, like, "Hey, look what I'm growing."
But at the same time, my mom just went through a harvest, and she, harvested some black banana sherbet, the phenotype number 7 that we've one of the phenos that we've been working on, and it blew my mind. I mean, it was killer. It was blackish purple. It had that gas, that just the terps that you're looking for, and I was happy to see it for sure.
Yeah.
And just to kind of piggyback on what he said, obviously the craft is what we want to bring because it is a craft market. But most importantly, I want to see brands like us get pulled up alongside us. There's a lot of brands in the legacy market that kind of bust their ass on a daily basis with the hopes and dreams of actually being in the comprehensive market. And now that we have the micro market, we can try to make that a possibility and work with these brands that that were standing next to us or setting tables up next to us at some of these conventions and shows and actually see their brands hit the shelves.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we submitted for a micro wholesale license for this round, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Everything was the deadline, I believe, was Monday night.
So there is the micro dispensary, and then there's the micro cultivation, correct?
Wholesale.
Wholesale.
Yep.
And then there's is there a
The wholesale and the
manufacturing?
manufacturers combined.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
So that's kind of all in house. You get 250 plants, and then your facility right there, and right at the dispensary.
Right.
Real nice. That's a huge revenue share, I think, for some of the facilities where they're having to
Yeah, they're
tote it
making
from.
deals.
They're having to transport it from where they're growing it, and then bring it to the manufacturer.
Yeah. What does that look like for micros? The transportation side.
So transportation, you can use comprehensive transporters
Okay.
on the micro side.
Really? Okay. That's a lot of trips if you get it really rolling. I can tell you.
And we have the option of doing our own transportation as well with these licenses, which is pretty
on
big.
both, on the dispensary and the wholesale, either one.
Is it
It's
just
wholesale. I
wholesale?
think it might just be wholesale.
Yeah, I think it
Might just be wholesale.
So you could take it to them and be like, pop the trunk of your car. And be like, hey man,
My little green Camry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like,
I
I
got-
come out like the pizza guy, man.
I got some of that blueberry
I wish.
muffin too for you. You know.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
I used
cool.
to be a pizza guy, man.
So on the micro dispensaries, is it like cordoned off the different parts of the state? So when you get a license, like this county gets so many licenses, or this county is
Yeah,
that
so
kind of the way it works?
Absolutely. It was broken up into 8 districts.
Okay.
Each round, they're going to pull 4 cultivations or wholesales and then 2 dispensaries.
Okay. Wow.
So far, there's been 2 rounds of licenses go out. Just yesterday, round 2 ended. Round 3 is later to be announced. But that's what they're doing at the moment is the 4 and 2, 4 wholesale, 2 dispensary.
Wow. So do they just weed? I guess they're just weeding them out. How do they weed out?
So what it is, it's all random lottery. So the Missouri lottery is actually the ones that are handling and managing the selection. So it's all random.
Well, at least somebody in California.
I would
win it.
have like I would have every religious head of every religious organization living at my home, just being like, "All right, guys, everybody, just do your thing,
Just
for
pray."
this license." It would be like a beam up to heaven, and it'd be like, "Fuck," just to get them, man. That's crazy. So I guess it whittles down, obviously, every round, and then. They're not accepting any more applications, correct?
Not for this.
Not for
round.
round 2, but for round 3 they will be. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. It's like a wild system they got set up for this.
Yeah, it's a process. Like it
Yeah.
was, you know, I mean, the application itself didn't take that long. It's just getting all the
Compared to
information.
the comprehensive, it was a breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Did you do a lot of the paperwork?
For the comprehensive, I've done a lot for comprehensive. Yeah, so I was part of a company, and we got licenses in the first in medical.
Oh,
we had a
okay.
manufacturing license here.
Oh, right. on.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we ended up getting 5 licenses commenced and operational before ownership issues end up, things happen, and we all moved on. So that's why I'm excited about the micro side, though, because it's really, the way I see the industry and my love of the plant and everything. I want to bring that craft style that you really just can't get at scale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I also want to talk about the genetic side. So I wanted to kind of emphasize that you guys have, and this too. I mean, we talked about the different genetics that you've done, and you've really got some strains that are really popping some great bud. And we've talked about, and you actually you buy your seeds, correct?
So actually, no, you can't. You can, well, yes and no. So you can't buy them directly through us. We've kind of moved to a free seed platform where we just hook people up with seeds. If they're
nice.
Growers, we want to see you grow our genetics, so we'll hook you up with seeds.
That's cool.
Anytime we go to an event, we try to have seeds on us. But you can get our seeds through local vendors like V9 Grows,
Right.
the Happy Grower in O'Fallon. You can get them at Grow Up out in Cape Girardeau.
Okay.
So you can get them through those sources. Also, Keefe Canopy over in Illinois, I believe you can get them from.
Yeah.
But if you see us at a show, typically we'll have some packs available for everybody for free.
So if you're in those areas and you hear him mention a strain, like, oh, that shit sounds like I fucking want it, blue meanies, then check the spot. So find some of these seeds, because people need to know, like, oh, where can I get seeds? Well, it's kind of legal to get seeds, I mean, it's,
it's federally legal. Seeds are federally legal.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we heard that they're getting ready to deregulate cannabis. When was it? The Associated
it.
Press.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, we've had the carrot dangling for how many years, so hopefully it happens for us. But just a little bit more back on the planting, because when you came over, obviously corrected my mistakes. But we were talking about, I guess, over the year, we were talking about how big our pots are, how much that we have, and what we can expect in the size of a plant. So when you're out there and you're saying, oh, man, I want to get the biggest pot there is, I went to a 30-gallon kind of container thing. The
Fabric pot.
Yeah, fabric pot, which seems to be pretty easy and manageable. Yeah. What can I expect maybe in a plant size with the right nutrients and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I think that, with genetics, obviously, we're going to be helping you with that. I'm hoping you hit, 2 pounds a plant.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like height. Like how big do you think those plants?
Also has a lot to do with how you train it. But I'd probably say you're going to see some 8 to 10 footers.
Really?
Yep.
That's about where I was thinking too.
Yeah,
my 30, because we were 50s.
Yeah, you were 50s and
And
you
it
were
was
like huge.
yeah, they were 11. There was one that was 1 that
what
was
did
like
you
a
have?
13.
I had one 16-footer,
Yeah.
and all of them were
Remember?
It looked like a
9 to
fucking
10.
tree.
I look like the dude from what is it, the Lord of the Rings, the little Hobbit guy.
Yeah.
Standing next to it, like,
he
hey,
came out and
look at
filmed
this
it for
thing.
5
Everybody
minutes.
was standing next to a redwood tree. Like, hey, she was huge.
Yeah,
man.
she was a monster. That was
Yeah.
the platinum float. That was
But in that kind of plant, I mean, how much big was the pots that you were using?
I was using 50s as well.
50s,
Yeah,
okay.
we went with 50s. This season, I moved down because I noticed that we had to actually pour that soil out, remix it with some new fresh amendments. Some of those bags are actually ripping. Right. So I grabbed some. They said they were 45s, but I did the math. They were probably like 37 gallons.
Okay.
Very similar to yours.
Yeah.
But all that soil was ready to roll, just packed full of worms.
Right.
So
Wow.
that soil that's in those pots is good to go.
Wow.
From your old pots.
Does it just need worm castings?
You don't really need anything, man. I mean, I thought you needed some stuff, but then once we actually broke into those pots, they were packed full of worms. It was looking really good.
No way.
A lot of life coming out of those pots.
And I
so
guess they're doing an outdoor grow too again this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm in on that outdoor. I'm a big outdoor grower. I like the Missouri humidity and all that shit.
Yeah, and the spot we got, it's sunshine all day long.
Yeah, nonstop.
It's nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Nonstop. There
Well,
ain't a tree in sight.
Yeah, I wish I had that. And then David would be like, "Oh, it's a great spot. You put your pots."
Hey,
Instead,
it's
he
all
was
about
like,
the sun.
"No, bro, it's
You want-
2 steps from where
wanna
the
put
crow
him-
flies east of the sun gauge." And
You
I'm
want to
like,
put
"Oh,
him in
Sun
my
makes
yard?
the rules.
Jesus, you know.
Sun makes the rules.
You guys are also. I tasted some of your gummies too. What do you got going on with that?
Yeah, we're just a product that we're excited to see hit that micro market. We've got some gummies on the horizon that we're really, really excited about.
Yeah. What about the what else did he have? He had the live rosin.
The life rising. What else did he?
Gummies work too. I'm telling you.
I won't eat one, but
Why?
You can take them. You can take one home.
50. It's a little too heavy for you.
oh yeah, no question.
Just take a nibble of it.
Just the corner,
Just bite the corner.
Yeah,
like a little rat.
I try to give some ice. There was mice in the back, so I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll put some weed shit out for them to eat, but they wouldn't go after it yet. So hopefully, they're using that as bait. Some old weed, some old dusty old weed.
That's awesome.
So
Well, hopefully, man, I snag a license. We can do some work together.
Damn right. That's
did
the
you
plan.
put in for what? Cultivation?
Wholesale, yeah,
Wholesale?
cultivation
Nice.
and
Fishing, yep.
manufacturing.
That's the plan. That's the goal.
It's a lottery. A lot better odds than the actual lottery.
Yes.
That's for
But
sure.
still,
So let me ask you this about the dispensary side. Did you get like a book that says these are the laws for your dispensary?
He's got me.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I got Alan for. He's been down this road, so he
Done it
knows.
a couple times.
as
So.
far as
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the compliance and all that stuff,
Compliance.
and you can
Compliance.
find all that stuff online.
Commencement.
They have the documentation on regulations and stuff for the micro market. And
Yeah.
it's pretty spelled out pretty clearly.
God.
It doesn't
It's-
really
most of it's in-
operate much different
Yeah,
than
most
the,
of it's in line with the comprehensive
yeah.
stuff.
Other than the only thing that really changes is the wholesale where it's cultivation and manufacturing. in one.
Right.
I mean, that's other than that, the market's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I just know that like up in the bigger markets, a constant. There's always change in the rules, and I hope that doesn't happen in the micro market because that can eat up a lot of money.
Yeah, compliance from what we're seeing, and he can speak on it better than I can. It's pretty much going to be the same.
Yeah.
Same rules,
Yeah.
same changes. I would
Fees are a little bit less, but
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean, we're held to
right.
the same standard as
Yeah, that's
the
cool. I think
comprehensive.
that's important for people to know too. If as they go into any dispensary.
Yeah.
Um,
Third party testing and everything.
yeah. Yeah. Now, are you trying to get into the wholesale market as well with the dispensary?
Yeah, I mean, since we can only do business with wholesalers, we obviously want to align with the right ones,
Right.
And see those wholesalers grow our genetics so that we can get them out through our dispensary.
So how does that happen? Like, do you just have to be out there and be like, hey, I'm bumping into a guy. I got a micro cultivation. I got a micro dispensary.
The state has did a decent job in aligning the licensees.
Okay,
help
cool.
making it to where we all got to meet and go out to Jefferson City and kind of mingle and talk. And
I
they've-
got to tag along.
yeah, that
It
was
was
fun.
it was a cool trip. Wow. Very long.
Yeah,
It was actually shorter than it was supposed to be, I think.
yeah.
lot of
we're
weed.
a little ahead of schedule.
Was there a lot of weed nerds there? Like, hey, I might do the trimming. And I'm like,
No, I mean, I think it was a pretty large swath of people. I think the micro license did what it was supposed to do. It made it random, and the average mom and pops, a lot of those folks got licenses like us. I think that it worked. I think that they've did a lot of things to weed out some out of state entities that tried to come in and position
I
themselves.
did
And
see some got denied.
they
for
took
some
those
bullshit.
licenses back and put
yeah.
them back into the pool for folks like us to get them.
Yeah, I think that's great. While you're doing all of that, so you're working towards this, and I'm sure it's a lot of just paperwork at this point until they give you kind of a green light, right?
It's like, building relationships too with the other wholesalers,
Right.
kind of getting in line with everybody.
Right.
Like you said earlier, like with the timeline and everything, we're waiting on those wholesalers.
Fuck, it could be like 2 years. Hopefully not, right?
I think this time next year you'll start seeing some micro stuff out.
Yeah. And I think guys like you who are getting ahead of the game at this point, right? And I've known you before you got started in on this, both of you, and I'm like, wow, okay. And you really have followed through, and it seems like it should be something that you would be one of the first on the block, if you keep your shit in front of you. But in the meantime, you're working with your medical patients, right? And you've got new products like your gummy stuff. You're going to you're going to obviously try to pull that into the market and somehow.
Yeah.
Are you looking to maybe work with cultivation somewhere to do your genetics?
Yeah. That's all part of the plan, is to find that wholesaler that we can really align up with. And obviously, one of the things I want to do is I want to kind of transition my medical grow, my caregiving grow, into more genetics based, where I can just solely focus on genetics.
Yeah.
Because I'll be in, most likely the dispensary or a cultivation, helping out and managing some plants and helping people out on what I can bring to the table on getting those cultivars to the store.
Yeah. Wow. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun.
it'll be cool. Be a lot of
Absolutely.
fun.
And if you get a cultivation, you're just gonna start growing again, because you decided not to do anything outdoors this year, right?
No, we are. That's what
Oh,
I was
you
saying.
are?
Yeah. We're going to.
Okay.
They're planning on it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's probably not
Oh,
going to be
here
like
we
what
go.
they did last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I mean, they took care of those things like pristinely.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
And I
man.
don't think that we're going to put that much into it, and just kind of see what we get out of it, and just let them grow, kind of thing.
They
and
are
then-
weeds, but
And I have
still,
my indoor for patients and stuff that'll do them. So we just actually did a rehab on the grow room itself. So it's badass.
See, I was planning on going balls deep on the pruning this year, because I wanted less trimming and shit at the end of the time, So I was gonna make sure I did.
I got that trimmer.
I'm gonna just be like, all night. I'm like, nah, it's a little small. Fuck that one. I don't want popcorn. Fuck
No,
that.
we're going from seed this year, so I think you'll have some monsters.
Oh man.
We went from seed last year. No.
Oh no, you're outdoor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're outdoors
All
from
right.
seed.
Yeah, it was from seed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yours got big. So
They were big. They were healthy. They
I'm
were
gonna have
nice.
you come over and teach me about the tank. Get the tanks in.
We keep saying
Yes.
we keep saying mine. We should.
turned out real good. So
Yeah, they were monsters.
yeah.
All that modern day zero and street beans, and their street beans hit 35%.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. It did.
Their outdoor street beans hit 35%.
MDZ was 29.
Yep.
Well, I like that. I like that.
That's pretty sweet.
good. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
So this
It's
year,
better than a van,
this
man.
year I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna grow your genetics,
Yeah.
and we're gonna track that over the course of the growth cycle this year, from them going in my little planters that'll be in the right position of the yard, of course, by the time they go in.
Under the sun.
We'll get it, we'll get those in,
Right
and
under
we'll
the sun.
document the growth of them and follow each of these strains that we grow with your genetics. I'm excited to do it because I saw what they did last year for you, and I think it's been a lot of fun to just, I'll probably have them over like 4 or 5 times, hey bro,
Dude,
you want to
they're
take it?
black.
Well, because that was like last year we talked about the watering system
Yeah.
that you have with the 55-gallon drums, the plastic drums, to make it kind of easier to do your nutrients and your clear water and all of that stuff, right? Because I did learn a lot of stuff last year about overfeeding my plants. I killed Grandpa's stash, which was fucking a monster, and it was like I lost a child. Well, I never had children, but it felt like I lost.
He's like, look at my fucking
It was
plant.
like, look at my dead dog. It was that sad. So I don't want that to happen. So we definitely want to talk about getting that in place. To make sure.
No
that
problem. We'll throw that together in 5 minutes.
Yeah. See, he's all optimistic.
I know. He's great.
I've got 30 barrels outside my building right now,
yeah,
just
yeah.
sitting there. So we got you.
Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna make sure the plants are fed right this year, and it's gonna be a lot of fun to see your genetics, come alive.
Absolutely.
Right here in Toking and Topher. Well, I don't know. That's it. Do you have anything you want to plug?
That's
bro?
all I've got to say.
You got anything? You wanna plug?
Goodbye,
Actually, I do
sir.
want you to plug. I want you to plug your website.
Okay, yeah. Pretty simple, dungeonofdankgenetics.com. Check us out. We're always updating, events that we're going to be at, social medias, Instagram, Facebook.
You got that bitch ass merch. Let's see that merch. You got that merch over there.
Rolling tray here.
Yeah, I got some cool. You got some cool rolling trays.
Stogie go. Pull out that
You got them,
fatty.
roll-
So this is actually something that we are really excited about
See, this is what I'm-
seeing hit the micro dispensary market.
Oh my god.
Just a fat stogie, 2-grammer. The Kali. That's a Pepe Le Blue.
You just want to smoke it like this.
it up. Yeah, that one's all hand packed, all premium buds, no trim, none of that
B-reel,
bullshit goes
dude.
in those.
What is this bullshit? let's do it.
Those little guys.
That's right. It
Hey
lines
guys,
up.
You won't get
let's
12 of them,
party.
but you'll get one fatty though. I'll tell you that.
That's great. Okay, well, let's light this bitch up.
Oh, fuck you.
No, Scott, you're ready for this. I think you're mellowed out now.
You got your second win.
You know, you're ready to roll with this.
Yeah, my name's Annihilated, man. Uh-oh.
Oh, there.
I'll be coming out.
I'll let you fix
There you go,
it.
fix
You're
it.
good. Oh, he's good at it.
You suck too hard.
No, just there you go.
No worries.
See how it burns like a stogie?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Like it's the cigar of weed. Oh yeah. You know, look at that thing. Look at
Dave's gonna be
Oscar
fucked.
Goldman over there.
Now she's ready.
Now she's primed. Look at her go.
Look at that thing. It's piping hot. Snoop would be proud.
Jesus
Doesn't it
Christ.
taste good though? Like you would think that if you hit that, you're
It
gonna
does
die.
taste good.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't.
It's Pepe Le Bleu.
Pepe Le Bleu. You don't. You don't like get like that. Like you think it's gonna be harsh. It's not.
Look at that thing, man. It burns
Try it.
like a stogie.
Have some of that shit.
He's like, oh,
Get
shit.
that shit out there. Yeah. Look at that thing just smoking away. It's filling up the room with smoke. That would be nice at a dispensary. I mean, I could see that flying off the shelf. Imagine that dipped in infused or
Oh,
some
yeah.
shit or hash hole kind of thing.
Yeah, man. Get it. You know what you should do is keef the outside of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Keef
And
it.
call it the Wookiee leg or something. Or something. You know, come out all furry and shit. You'd be like,
Damn right.
what?
Yeah. It's good. That's that Pepe Le Pew, bro. It's French.
Yeah, so that's Skunk One crossed with our Blue Meanies.
Yeah, just
Skunk
go back
One
that
Blue
way, bud.
Meanies. Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
I need to get some of that. That's some fire shit. I was smelling some of the other stuff that you had, that catnip that you had.
Oh yeah, the catnip flower.
Wow, man, it's just smelled so fragrant.
Yeah, that was a lit genetics.
A lit?
Lit is the company that
Oh, okay.
did the catnip for.
Wow.
We ran a 12 plant pheno
Is that a
hunt on that
local?
one.
Is lit local?
They are not local. They are not local, but they. So I grew out the bad decisions from them and just absolutely loved it. So I figured I'd try that. I've been hearing some things about the catnip, so I gave it a run. It smells phenomenal.
Wow. Yeah, I did.
Smokes real good. It's real uplifting. It's a sativa dominant indica or sativa dominant hybrid. I pulled the mouthpiece right out. Here, I got you.
He
I got
killed
it,
it.
I got it.
He killed it.
I didn't.
Damn, jeez. Well, you know what?
So the trick is you just roll the mouthpiece a little bit smaller.
Yeah, or don't pull it out in the first place.
Like our two dumbasses.
Well, mine didn't come all the way out like yours.
He didn't pull out all the way.
Mine, I left
a
mine
dick.
in.
What a dick. It's always a competition around here. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's killing me. It does taste so good. I am shocked at the taste of it. You know, it's not like, you know, where some of them, I would expect some of them you hit that, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's smooth.
It was smooth.
Right. You guys
Smooth with a V.
agree? Yeah, I can't even see it here.
SMOOV.
Get some fans in here. Get this smoke cleared out.
Dude, yeah. I think you need a smoke eater in this
Right.
motherfucker.
This is what happened last time we did the show in here. Remember? We realized the same thing. We're
No,
like, man,
I don't remember.
fuck. This place gets really smoky. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
we need to get you a little infinity.
All right, so check.
You don't even have to smoke sitting in the room.
Tell
man. You just-
tell my assistant to get us some fans and some shit in here for next episode. I don't know.
Call production, Steve.
I feel like an oxygen mask is gonna drop out of the ceiling at any moment. You know, like fuck, we're way over the limit, guys. Just drop the oxygen mask down. So, but yeah. So I do know you. I always get some. I got some sweatshirts over here. So anybody wants to some merch, I do have. First person to message us on Facebook. The Toking with Topher shit, I guess, on Facebook.
Oh, when you post this, if there's
Gotta say Wookie leg.
Wookie leg. Wookie leg, and I got a fucking hoodie for you. I got a Dungeon of Dank hoodie that I'm going to throw your way. And, you know, I will continue to get out. I like talking to you, especially going through this process. So anytime you get to a point where you're like, fuck, let's talk about some shit, you know, let me know, man. You're always going to, I'm going to have you on again, obviously, as the plants grow. But I kind of want to know about the process and how you guys are going to get to where you're going, and I know you'll get there. So, and you know, I think he's smart as fuck. You know, don't you? Like every time I'm like, hey, my plant last year, I'd be like, hey, my plant's leaf started tilting to the right. He'd be like, yeah, dude, your pH is probably 0.4, and then you're gonna carry the 1.
And you ain't fucking
like,
lying.
Oh my god, I'm like, fuck.
You ain't lying.
Then I would
just
do it,
memorizing,
like,
brother.
fix.
Dude, that is a fuckload of knowledge.
Yeah, and then I sent him the picture of Grandpa's stash. Like one day when I'm all trimming it, it was like all happy. I'm like, babe. Next day it was like all brown, and I took a picture of it and said, like, hey, check it out. And he goes, fuck, bro. I don't even know what the fuck happened. You're on your own with
that
that
thing
shit.
acid?
What the fuck happened? I was like,
Would you cut
damn.
all the shit off?
I mean, it was really malicious. It was like I just came
He's
out.
out there
I remember what it was.
Oh,
I know
yes.
it was, you know, it just rained the day before and
I think
you
some.
stuck to your feed schedule and watered in.
Oh man, I think either that or maybe some fucking kid didn't like that weed plant poking over the fence.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, look at that huge weed plant. I'm gonna go sabotage. Well, I only hit that one, so I know I probably fucked it up. I don't know.
He's like, that one plant's
Yeah, I
pissing
know.
me
Yeah,
off."
that one plant. Right,
I think
yeah.
that what
All
you
the other
have
ones
set
are
up
good.
now is going to be so much better than even where you had them last year.
Oh, it's gonna be sick.
So you're going to get way more sunlight
Yeah.
and much open air, more room to breathe. The pots are bigger.
Yeah.
You're probably doubling what you had pot size last
More
year.
pot with bigger pots.
More pot with bigger pots.
Yeah.
The bigger the fruit.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I love it.
Well, that does it for our show. We'll have you back on, talk to you some more. Every time I screw up, I'll make sure to come to you and have you fix it.
We'll
We
document
should
it.
do
Don't
like
worry.
something fancy where we just type up every mistake we make for the week.
I'm doing
that-
it. I'm
and
going
that
to.
Dave called us on.
It's gonna be a thing because
He'll
I
just
will
put his
fuck it
text
up.
message at the bottom. No, fuck tart, it's this.
I found this dead mouse floating in my water. Is it gonna be cool? It's gonna be like, I don't know. How long's it been there? You know, I don't know.
Oh, shit.
So, all right, that does it for us, guys. Look these guys up, man. Their genetics are amazing. If you ever get a chance to smoke their weed, please do it. Until then, Scott and I will carry on the cannabis culture for Missouri. Token, what's over? We're out.